Welcome back, guys, and today I thought we would talk about DVD versus Blu-ray versus 4K. Shall we have a little look, shall we? So with it being the 20th birthday of Blu-ray, and it's pretty much like the 10th year of 4K, so I thought it'd be a good idea to go through the disc formats and just see what they're on about. So we'll start with DVD. And basically DVD came out in 1997, I believe. I can remember when my first one was with my dad, and he bought one and it came with Air Force One, I believe it was, and Rush Hour, I'd like to say. I definitely know Air Force One was one because you had to, midway through the movie, flip the disc over, which was weird, but just how it was because it was so brand new. So DVD came out in 1997, and from the jump up from VHS, it was massive. And I remember it, and I remember then obviously slowly all the things getting bought on DVD, and then VHS basically nothing again. You'll see the common thing with the jump from formats. But DVD, you got better sound, better video quality, for the most part, depending on what film you might want the grittiness of a VHS and that maybe, but on like 99.99%, DVD is going to be way better than the VHS. And you get special features which you don't get on VHS. So this sort of brought the world into disc format, which if you watch, everything was coming away from, because you had like record tapes. Then you moved on to CDs, and they did the same thing for the home theatre. You had your VHSs going to disc. It was quite expensive to jump to DVD. And I think the thing that made it go boom was the PlayStation 2. Because so many people want to buy a console. It's weird how this works, but you get a DVD player with as well. And at that time, I can't remember exactly numbers and stuff, but to buy a DVD like dedicated player was more expensive than buying the PlayStation 2. And it's like, well, that's a no-brainer. You get a console and a DVD player. It was very weird how it worked, but no, I still have some of these in my collection. DVDs are not fully gone. I am trying to replace them all because I do, and I'll talk about why soon. But DVDs, they're not region free like 4K, so you might get a couple. Maybe I've not checked to see if there is, but the main benefit of this is you get better sound, better image quality, and you get special features. And also compact. The VHS is like probably 2 to maybe 3 times the size. To get all in that, perfect. So next, let's talk about Blu-ray. So this came out in 2006. So we are celebrating 20 years of Blu-ray. That is scary how time flies. This is pretty much the stuff that I really started collecting on. I have some, like I say, I have some DVDs, but I started some 16 in 2006. So I didn't really buy my own things in the sense of like Blu-rays and stuff, because obviously I don't have any money to buy it. But obviously I started getting into the job and college and stuff like that, so I was able to buy things. And most of my money went on video games or Blu-rays. But the things I did ask for prior to that would usually be, again, still video games and movies, but for Christmas and my birthday. So that's why I do have some DVDs. But this format, when you compare it to this format, again, it's a big jump. So DVD is 720p resolution, basically. And it's not too bad. Like but when you compare it to a Blu-ray, which is 1080p, so it's kind of like double the images and pixels and stuff, this is a lot more clearer. But what you also get, again, will be better sound, better picture, better colours, and special features again. You do get special features. But what I found with this is a lot more, it's only a little bit more compact. When you compare it to from VHS to DVD, you're mostly basically just chopping this bit off. So that's always a great thing. More room, because the problem I have at the moment in my collection is that some of these are like this. So then I can't, because of this, it's in the way. So then you have to stack on this bit. So you're losing like a blue like a Blu-ray sort of width, which is annoying. So I try and put more than one bit, but yeah. So yeah, Blu-ray, and it's sort of the same picture. I think Blu-ray like players were cheap per than what it was when it came to DVDs sort of thing. But again, PlayStation, the Xbox, all the consoles have dedicated movie like Blu-ray players, and they can play back DVDs as well. Dedicated players can do that as well, which is fantastic. So you don't lose anything by buying things on other stuff. But again, like this is more about sound. This has got 5.1. This is what? Is this DTS? Yeah, so this is 5.1 DTS for this one. And then, just for comparison, I don't know, is it going to tell me what the sound is? It doesn't. It's just like, it is what it is. So, it is interesting, but yeah, like I say, this is where most of my collection went from, Blu-ray. And then, we jump to 2016, and 4K come out. And this is, it's still a jump, but it's the same in the gaming world as well. That is not as big a jump as you think it's going to be. When you compare DVD to Blu-ray, it's a massive thing. This, on the other hand, the jump from Blu-ray to 4K. So this is 4 times pixels as this. This has better audio and has HDR. And that's what saves 4K for me. HDR is a game changer for watching movies. So some movies, this has got Dolby Atmos, for example. Obviously this one don't. But you can get Blu-rays now, the new releases that do have Dolby Atmos. They can fit that in. So you're not really like gaining too much from sound aspect on newer releases. On older stuff, obviously it's old, so Dolby Atmos was not a thing. So it's not on the Blu-ray. But honestly, this has got Dolby Vision. Blu-rays can't do it. So that is the main jump for me. Yeah, the pixel's sharp and the picture's sharp and it's lovely. But honestly, HDR is a game changer in the 4K world. And another thing, I know some Blu-rays have it, but the IMAX aspect ratio change is a lot more popular on 4K if it has it. I haven't really, I know like the Batman films did have it on Blu-ray, but I find, it might be to Christopher Nolan maybe, because he loves these physical media, he just tries to give you the best he can. But I have noticed like this is got the aspect ratio change. I generally don't know if the Blu-ray has or not. Special features, this is where it gets a bit weird. I feel like now special features drops a little bit in 4K. You still get them, but when you compare, it's probably not a great example, but when you compare like the list of that, I don't know how well you can see it. I'll bring a close-up of the special features. There's loads, absolutely loads. And then, I mean, it's a tiny little bit here. That's it. So you drop a little bit there, but I'm not a special featured person, so I'm not too bothered about it myself. So for me, recently, I have become the person, and you don't need to do this. This is just me. It's a problem with me. I try to have the best experience I can because I don't know. I used to be happy with a soundbar, and I tried a 5.1 surround sound AVR system. I think it's better. So I went that way. If I didn't try it, I wasn't happy with my soundbar. It's just one of those things. And the same with 4K. I went so long with just being happy with streaming and buying the occasional Blu-ray. If it's a really good film, I'd be like, yeah, I'm happy. Then for me, unfortunately, someone bought me Ford versus Ferrari on 4K, and I was like, right. So I noted it, but I was like, okay. And then I bought The Greatest Showman on 4K, and I was like, okay, this is changing everything now. So, but if you don't notice the difference, or just don't really care, you're just happy watching, just do it, continue. The only important thing about this is that you enjoy the films how you want. And that, for me, unfortunately, means a bit more money has to go into it for me to enjoy it, because I'm an idiot. But 4K is it's something, and I need to really try a Blu-ray with Dolby Atmos because I'm wondering if it's more the sound I'm enjoying more than the picture that I am impressed with. Because I can notice the picture, like I say, but is an Atmos of this one on Blu-ray. I mean, this is probably a good example. But maybe like say The Greatest Showman. If I bought that on Blu-ray but it had a Dolby Atmos soundtrack, would I be like too worried? Especially these days, if you buy a dedicated 4-player, or sometimes your TVs these, they're getting very clever. They can upscale a 4K, a Blu-ray, and it looks as good nearly as a 4K. So then all you're really worrying about is the sound, or maybe the lack of HDR a little bit. But sometimes the player then tries to implement that. It's very all clever at the moment, very, very clever. But for me, just talking out loud, I struggle with DVDs. Like I can watch them, and luckily that my player upscales it so it's better. But I have one that's Goofy Movie. For some reason, I'm not sure, I need to really look into it. It's like in the middle and it hasn't aspect ratioed out or zoomed in, and that's a bit of a problem because I've got this TV and it's got a massive black box around it sort of thing. So really I can see why people do buy DVDs because they're so much cheaper. I think it's like £6 to buy like a brand new film if it comes out on DVD. And then Blu-ray's the sweet spot, I think. In this aspect, like this is like what, a £12 film? Brand new, maybe 15 if it's like pushing it. These brand new at the moment like £25. If you're lucky and it doesn't come with a DVD, the Blu-ray, it's 20-ish. If it comes with a Blu-ray and a 4K, it's like £25. So you're looking at £10 more for the same film, really. And then obviously it's like 3 times as more as this one. It's mad. Mad, 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 mad. And this is another thing. And when you think about the sales of films at the moment, Blu-ray is like #1 selling still. Like I think it's because of the price. It's just a nice little pocket, and the sales are pretty good, quite quick on a Blu-ray. Then next most sold is 4K, and I think DVD now is slowly like going down, but then this keeps going down and DVD takes over. So I think it's getting kind of like that border bit where, depending on what's coming out, 4K taking over DVD, but this still is miles ahead, just constantly. So I think that's pretty much it, really. Obviously, you guys just want to know sort of what you aim for when you buy. Do you just go for DVD still? Especially when you go to charity shops and stuff, you can buy DVDs like £10 for £1 and stuff. Sometimes I try and even give them away because they've had them so long. So it depends how lucky you are and what you fall on. But yeah, let me know down below what you aim for, and particularly why. Like I say, for me, it's mostly 4K. I know you can't get everything on 4K, so I then buy it on Blu-ray. And that's the thing, this catalogue for Blu-ray is massive. Then the catalogue for DVD is even bigger. So you've got to keep your eye out, even though it's not your preferred format. You don't want to miss out on films, just because you don't watch DVDs, whatever. So I do still keep my eye out, just in case, because you never know. But yeah, let me know below what you aim for and why. And yeah, nice to have a little conversation in the comments. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. And if you're new around here, please subscribe. So thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.